This is Woodman here, and sometimes society isn't always at its finest. We may find sometimes that we're surrounded by individuals that are punks and cowards. There are times when people push themselves to the limits of what they think they can get away with, and it is necessary for these people to sometimes catch some hands, or say, get introduced to Mr. Knuckles. But the reality is, if you don't show people the dark side in you, the people will get the entirely wrong impression that you will keep putting up with disrespect and foolishness. Mercy, kindness, and understanding are one thing, but people do not deserve either of the three if it is their way of life to keep coming for you. Corruption is a way of life because good people do nothing, convinced that they should just turn the other cheek. They might have heard that an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I don't know that we have to blind everyone, but people sometimes will need to get the black eyes they deserve should they continue to do things unchecked, just because they believe they can. A country cannot be about kumbaya if rival countries think that country is going soft. So too with people. Standing one's ground and meeting force with force is absolutely important. In the spiritual world, people may keep wanting to drain you of your energy and light because they think that you will feel for them and you will let them have it, that you won't check their vampirism. No, that isn't how it works. There's a reason why spiritual demons and beasts come out to play. I remember one night where a demon tried to strangle me in my sleep. It was something one might have seen on a TV show. When I snapped out of the dream, I had somehow began to wrap the covers around my own neck. This was a deliberate psychic attack that was not a mere accident. It was meant to bring me harm. There are bullies. There are childish people. There are immature chicksters that refuse to grow up. They always think that they have the last laugh, and they think that I'm supposed to show them mercy in return, but those people are being delusional. If you're squaring up and you want to go there, then you have to be prepared to what's going to happen. If you're always jumping people, you always want to send people to the hospital, if you don't want people's health to decline, if you're hoping that someone has a heart attack, this isn't the mark of a person to be worthy of mercy. If you keep sending the absolute worst my way, then you should not be shocked when grief, pain, fear, horror, and the unaliving attacks are sent in return. When acting in self defense, sometimes it is necessary in making an omelet that you will have to break a few eggs. And that also includes people that spread rumors that are wildly false and not based in any fact. People know what they are doing. If people think that they can flank you and be like, whoa, my bad, I was not trying to hurt you. Okay, well, that only works so far. Watch your six. One thing I liked about MC Hammer is that people thought they could clown him, they could take his hip hop act, and they could interpret it the wrong way. They thought he was pop culture and mainstream, that he had no street cred. MC Hammer absolutely was from the streets, and he did lighthearted things because he wanted to spread positive messages. But when Ice Cube and MC Search tried to clown him in public, both had to apologize to him relatively quickly because each of them quickly came to find out that hits had been put out on them respectively because there are people who defend MC Hammer with all the passion and all of the zeal. When Michael Corleone tried to convert his mob empire into legitimate businesses, situations made it impossible. Just when I quit, they pulled me back in, he said in the movie Godfather 3. People want energetic replies, so they keep pushing people to try to get emotions that they can feed off of. The bottom feeders may come to realize that sometimes there are some things you do not want to feast on. If you want the energy, I have a few friends who are ready to give you. Not the energy you want, but the energy you deserve. The ancestors are watching, the spirit team is watching, the Most High God is watching. When Jesus began to beat the merchants in the holy sacred temple, you think he was beating them with soft throw pillows? Jesus drove out the buyers and the sellers, overturned the tables of the money changers and the dove sellers, and said, my house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. Matthew chapter 21, verses 12 to 13. So he made a whip out of cords, drove all from the temple courts, both sheep and cattle. He scattered the coins of the money changers and overturned their tables. To those who sold doves, he said, get these out of here. Stop turning my father's house into a market. His disciples remembered that it is written, zeal for your house will consume me. John chapter 2, verses 15 to 17. I don't know about you, but when my mother beat me with a whip of cords when I was a young child, the welts and bruises that were left behind lasted far more than 24 hours. That was not turning the other cheek, nor was Jesus worried about anyone going blind. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a person's enemies will be those of his own household. Matthew chapter 10, verses 34 to 36. The moral of the story is be cautious in what you do because there are always consequences. If you're new here, I welcome you to the channel. This is a safe place. If you're returning, thank you for your support. I appreciate all returning support that make this channel possible. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you peace and blessings and protection if you deserve it. Take care. Woodman signing off.